Hello BookTube, welcome back to my bookshelf tours, and we're moving on today to my bedside table. Pretty much it's literally just a desk I stacked books onto, but you may remember, if you're early on in this channel, this used to have a big CD player here, and this was Romance Station for a while, because I had all my mass market stacked on top and on the sides. You can go back in the bookshelf tours playlist and see it very early on. But then I was like, oh, because I found another shelf on the street, and I was like, I'll take that instead. And so I don't know what became of this desk after that. I kind of just dumped Robin Hobb onto it and just whatever I was reading. And then I was like, oh, I'll move my CD player into my wardrobe because I've got room for it there, because I still use CDs a lot. And so I've decided this is like my wall of sci-fi and fantasy with a couple extra stuff on top on the side here, but let's start going through it. So the first things we have here are some random political books, just casual. I have the 2-volume memoirs of Margaret Thatcher, The Path to Power and the Downing Street Years. I read these as a teen and absolutely loved them, and in the last couple months I found them at an op shop for like $2 each, and I want to reread them because Thatcher is such an interesting person, and I want to see if they hold up. And so this is like one of the only political books outside of Australia I have. And then I have Dutch, a memoir of Ronald Reagan as well. This was again 50 cents I found. That's again some of the only non-political outside of Australia political books I literally have. Put some recommendation in the comments below. But so we have just those on my side, my bedside table pretty much. I do love that Thatcher stares at me as I go to sleep. It is a bit weird. I feel like she's cursing me from beyond the grave. But anyway, we have some Roald Dahl here, just randomly next to Thatcher. I have a bunch of his kids' books. I don't have any of his adult stuff, like adult short stories or novels. I would like to get the one where it has the lady, oh my god, that killed her husband with like a leg of lamb, is it? A turkey? I can't remember. But that short story collection is really, really good. And I know Penguin does a modern classics of it, so I may be on the hunt for that too, but we'll see. But yeah, let's go through my Roald Dahl books quickly. We got James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, of course, The Magic Finger, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, Danny, the Champion of the World, The Twits, George's Marvelous Medicine, The BFG, The Witches, got Boy, his non-fiction about him growing up, which is really lovely, The Giraffe and the Pelly and Me, which we love, Going Solo, probably my favourite Dahl book if I'm being honest, Matilda, Rhyme Stew, then the last one here is ECO Trot. And so that's my Roald Dahl collection, just randomly next to Thatcher, so we'll move that there. Then let's actually get to fantasy and sci-fi. So the first things we have here is Robin Hobb. Robin Hobb is literally my favourite fantasy writer, period. Give me her any day over Tolkien. So we have the Soldier's Son trilogy here. I read the first book in this many years and years ago because I finished Realm of the Elderlings and I was like, I need more Hobb in my life. And so I read the first book, which is Sean's, I can't say it, Crossing one. Absolutely adored it, never read the rest, so I want to get to this trilogy at some point this year. Just so I've read some fantasy this year. It's outside of romantasy, and I want to see what I think of it. So yeah, I have Hobb, and we love Hobb here. So I have those ready to go. And then let's get to the Realm of the Eldlings, because I have literally everything. I've got the 2 novellas that come along with it too. I just adore this series so much. I read it probably 3-ish years ago. I literally binged all of these in 3 months. And as you see, the longer they get, the longer the series goes on, the bigger the books get. In terms of my favorites, I always love the middle books in this series, in this bunch of series pretty much. Like for me, for the ship books, I can't remember the series name. The Mad Ship is honestly my favorite fantasy book literally ever. But also books like Royal Assassins. Oh, I can't remember which one I like. Probably Royal Assassin was my favorite. I love that one. When I have, if we move that back, we have, you can see the rest here. I love the Golden Fool. Ooh, that was great. I defend the Dragon books, the four ones that no one likes. I think City of Dragons and Dragon Havens are genuinely some of the best books in the series. I like Fool's Assassin and like the last ones. So yeah, I like pretty much all of them, but the middle books have always been my favorite when it comes to Hob. So we have that. Then we have A Song of Ice and Fire, the series by George R. R. Martin. I read these as a teen and I need to get back to them at some point because I want to see if they hold up. I remember at the time loving the first two books, but then everything else was kind of just a bit mid for me because I feel like Martin started to really get unedited and just believed his hype in terms of a series. So we'll see if they hold up, but I will get to these again at some point. So we have those there. And this last little stack of stuff, we've got the complete short stories of H.G. Wells. I like H.G. Wells. I do have a bit of him and Jules Verne. I kind of do have a soft spot for. I haven't read much in this collection, to be honest. I've only pretty much read The Time Machine, but I want to get more into H.G. Wells. I have a big collection of his novels, you'll see soon, and I really just want to read more of him because I've always liked him, but he's one of those authors where it's like, I really like you, but why haven't I read more of you? So I do have these short stories to make up for that. Then we have two of my favorite sci-fi books literally ever, and that is The Sparrow and Children of God by Mary Doria Russell. You may know her from Epitaph and some other books, but this is her in her sci-fi era. I love it to death. This is pretty much a Jesuits in space, and it's one of the most impactful books I've ever read. You'll be changed after reading this, literally. It's a weeper, so keep that in mind, but just some of the best writing I've ever read. For me, this is like honestly the best, one of the only sci-fi books I really like. But again, maybe it's a bit more literary, but I love these two books. I would love to get the original hardcovers because you look at the original covers and they're so pretty and like over the top, and like these ones are just pretty mediocre, but one day I will find the originals and I will feel more complete in my life. So we have those two, and then we have The Adventures of Anita Al Safari by Shannon Chakraborty. Yeah, I love this. I read it last year. Book 2's coming out in March. I'm very excited. It's kind of like the 5th season, but a bit more like pirates, pretty much. That's what I remember it mostly being. And that reminds me, I don't have the Broken Earth trilogy here. Something I do need to fix because those 3 books are so incredible. But yeah, so I have this. I can't wait for book 2 to come out. I'm so pumped for it. And then we have some Cassandra Clare. We have Clockwork Angel. I've pretty much read all of this Cassandra, that main series she does. I can't remember it. Read them as a teen, loved them. I haven't kept up with them, I will admit, but I would love to redo them all, to be honest. It is a big undertaking, but I'll do it. I love the Clockwork books, my favorite, like Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince and Princess. Oh my god, some like my favorite trilogy ever. Will, Jim and Tessa, my favorite like couples literally ever. I can't even tell you how much I love them. And again, I don't own the other two. I've always been on the hunt for Clockwork Prince and Princess, and I just haven't found them yet. I have all of them as ebooks, of course, but like, I want the physical. But so we have that. Then the last book we have for this top part of my whatever table, bedside table thing, whatever, is Fever Dream by George R. R. Martin. This is an early novel of him doing vampires on like a haunted ship. It's really, really great, to be honest. I haven't read this in a while, and I need to get back to it at some point for a reread. And so, really good. I love it so much. And yeah, that is some of the books on my very limited fantasy and sci-fi shelf, pretty much. We will, underneath here, you'll see a lot more. We got children's books there. We got all my Bibles. We got like anthologies, and we got the iconic translation station with all my classics. And we'll get to that in the next bookshelf video, pretty much. But yeah, let me know what you think about the books I talked about today, and thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I will see you next time.